was using it as a figure of speech.
No, Davian.
I was using it as a figure of speech.
There are real parts of what you just said that can feel very real to people, Davian. So he gets a black card. What does that entail him to do? Wear a do-rag? Get a grill?
No.
Fuck black girls?
No. And
So
that's what I'm
is it
saying.
then?
There's no black card. There is no black card.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what they're looking for.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Not all of them. Why am I the one defending white people right now?
I don't know. And that's what's pissing me the fuck off. And yeah, we're live, baby.
And we're back.
Back at it again. You know what's going on. It's the Unpopular podcast. It's Randall in the building. This was the cameraman in the building. And it is now April.
It is April 3rd.
April 3rd. April Fool's Day was the other day.
It was 2 days ago.
Yeah. Literally the other day. You know, I've never met anybody whose favorite holiday was April Fool's Day until I met my niece.
Davian, I have a coworker who's a grown ass man who loves that holiday because he likes to troll people.
You know what?
Because he's fucking weird.
Listen, I never met anybody whose favorite holiday was April
Davian,
Fool's
like,
Day.
is it even a real holiday? Like, I think it's weird, bro.
Like, you know, and my niece asked me about that too, so I looked up the origin of it. Nobody really knows when that shit was made, and its association necessarily comes from like from the fact that spring always takes longer to get in and really settle in. So it's like
it takes longer to set in. What do you mean?
Like, you know how? So for instance, if we're talking about like holidays, like Groundhog's Day and shit like that.
Groundhog Day, okay.
You know, when do you wait for the groundhog to come out the ground to wait for him to see whether he's going to see his shadow or not? And that's going to determine whether you get an early spring or 6 more weeks of winter.
Is that literally how groundhogs actually determine whether or not they're going to?
It's not groundhogs in general. It's just one specific groundhog. It's just one specific groundhog that comes out of the ground, and whether he sees the shadow or not is going to determine whether you have an early spring or 6 more weeks of winter. Mind you, the way the calendar works, you're always going to have 6 more weeks of winter.
Right. And isn't that groundhog like either old or like dead, and they just recycled the same? They just like got a new groundhog.
They probably do. They probably do. Ain't no way this groundhog is over. Is as old as this holiday.
Right.
Ain't no way this groundhog is as old as the holiday.
And is it also like, where is the whole process? Like, what state is it from again? Is it Pennsylvania?
I think it's Pennsylvania.
It's Pennsylvania?
I think it's Pennsylvania. If
it's
I'm
like
not mistaken. Yeah.
And
the groundhog's name is Punxsutawney Phil.
And Punxsutawney Phil. So that's his name. He like lives in like a gated area or whatever it is. Like where the fuck do they put his ass?
I don't fucking know where he lives. He lives under the fucking ground.
Yeah, but like he's got to live somewhere where they got to find him.
He lives in the ground, I guess, in whatever habitat they got him in, and they wait for his ass to come out so they can see if he's going to see his shadow or not. Now, mind you, the only reason why you'd be able to see your shadow is if the sun is fucking out.
Right.
So what the fuck does that have to do with, what the fuck does the groundhog seeing his shadow have to do with us having early spring or winter?
It doesn't determine anything.
Exactly. Because if the sun wasn't out, he wouldn't see his shadow.
So it's just a stupid tradition that we just keep doing.
What if his shadow is out and he don't look at it?
Or he doesn't see it.
Where does it on? Like,
what if he never sees it at all and he just chooses to go back into his home or hole every time?
What the hell does that have to do with that?
So imagine he just comes out on like the day we determine like whether we get 6 weeks of winter or not. He comes out, doesn't even look at his shadow, just goes back into a hole, or he just like stays outside.
Got all of us looking like dumbasses.
See,
but going back to April Fool's Day, basically one thing that I read said April Fool's Day is like because spring is always fooling us on whether it's going to get here early or not, you know, because the weather has so many changes. Like literally it was just fucking 70 degrees yesterday.
Like I think to my knowledge that like April Fool's Day is literally like an old holiday. I think going back to like even like medieval times, I think, or some shit like that.
I don't know.
But like I'm not gonna get into
the
that.
earliest the earliest things I saw about it were in like the 1500s. So.
Right. But that was during, that was like kind of the medieval
No,
times.
medieval times is even older than that.
No?
Yeah, medieval times is even older than that.
How old?
1500s is like the Renaissance.
Oh, 1500s is what then? Like 1200s?
The medieval times is like 1200s, 11.
1200s, yeah.
11.
Mm.
Yeah, word is born. Like,
All right,
dude,
fair enough.
humans been around for a long ass time doing bullshit.
Doing bullshit with each
Doing
other.
bullshit, yo.
Do you remember going to, speaking of medieval times, do you remember going to that?
Not for any school functions. The first time I went to medieval times, I was a grown ass man.
I went there for a school function, actually. Shockingly enough, they took us to that.
Never went.
I think I was in
medieval times.
8th grade when they took us.
Yeah, that's cool. I would have loved it. I would have loved some shit like that.
The food was kind of ratchet though. I'm not gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie, that shit was rocking.
The chicken and stuff
That
like
chicken
that
was good as hell.
the same shit.
I mean, it ain't nothing special, but it was good. Like,
Yeah, and then the jousting and shit like that.
that
like,
shit is lit.
That was a little bit crazy.
They've
Like,
done-
somebody could die from that.
I've seen commercials for it to say that they have a much more entertaining show now.
They do.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, my first time going to medieval times was as a grown ass man, yo.
Like
Not
how-
as a kid.
Like how old were you?
This was probably like at least 5 years ago.
Oh, so you were like old.
Yeah,
Okay.
nigga,
Okay.
I was old. I was like 20. I was in my 20s.
Okay, fair enough. Did you wear the crown and shit? Like,
Yeah.
look like a kid and
Hell
shit?
yeah. What? Oh my God. I was in there. Y'all lost my voice.
You were yelling?
Oh, yeah.
Why were you
Nigga,
yelling?
off with his fucking head. All that shit. All that medieval bull tomfoolery. I was with all of it, man. What?
And I'm going to assume that,
Rooting
like,
for my team and everything.
can you drink in there?
Yeah.
You can
Hell
drink in there?
yeah.
Oh, so you were probably drinking.
Yeah, I was drinking. I mean, I was there for a bachelor party, so I was already drinking before I got there. But when we got there, hell yeah, I was drinking. What? Have me a cup of mead.
How about what?
A cup of mead.
What is mead?
Mead is wine made from honey.
Wine made from honey.
That shit is rocking.
You learn something new every day. I
Mead
did
is
not know what that
fucking
was.
good, man. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I was a grown ass man my first time going to medieval times, and
Would you ever go there
fucking
again?
loved it. Absolutely.
You would?
Absolutely. What?
I can't imagine you screaming off with his head.
Yo, off with his head. Yo, I lost my voice by the time we left. My voice was gone by the time we left. I was in there. Off with his head. Had my dirty ass English off with his head.
Your dirty English.
My dirty English accent on. Yo, time of my life.
You see, like back then, like if you think about history back then, like how real did those things actually happen, and like how often did it happen? Because like I read books about like some of the ways that people got tortured back then.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently, people used to get like held upside down by their legs,
Mm-hmm.
and apparently they used to get sawed in half.
Yeah. They used to
And
do-
like
they
and they
used to
used
do
to
that
like
shit to people.
and then the classic one, like strapping people by their arms and legs with horses going the opposite direction. That was a thing
They
too.
used to have a whole there's contraptions that they used to have to torture people.
Right.
Those shits are still in museums and shit like that. That shit is real.
Yeah,
Like
and like boiling
like-
people and like oil,
Oh, absolutely.
like in hot water and
like
shit.
and to answer your question, like how often were these things happening? As often as the king wanted to fucking die.
Just like I don't care, like,
Yes.
like you're gonna die today,
Yes, absolutely. If the king wanted you to fucking die, you was finna fucking die.
or at least be tortured.
Literally, like that. Motherfuckers was ruthless like that.
Like they didn't care.
They did not give a shit. Yeah,
They did not give a
literally.
shit.
Like if the king was having a bad day and you just happened to be on the wrong side of it, you was dead. You was done.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
that shit is crazy. It's like, damn it, I'm actually a little tired, so I don't really have much to say right now. But
I hear you,
I'm
man.
gonna try to pull it
It
out.
has been a long day. I just got off of work my damn self.
Yeah.
You know, I had a training today.
Oh, speaking of
Trained the guys today.
speaking of work, you know that job I applied to, I didn't get it.
Which one?
The transit one,
Oh, you didn't get it?
because I didn't pass the test.
There's a test.
There's like a verbal, there's like a verbal and like math test you gotta take.
And what, you did not pass the verbal one? Or
No, nigga, I know how to read.
what the fuck? You don't know how to math, nigga?
No, I don't know math. I don't know math very well. No.
Damn.
And the passages were kind of confusing. Well, they're not even confusing. The passages were kind of like elaborate because they made so you read a passage, right? And then you got multiple choice questions and then the answers. And then the question would be, oh, like, okay, so you read this passage. What does this passage mean? What is the main message of this passage? What does this mean? And like, how would the person in this passage conduct themselves with this new information if it was given to them? Like questions like that. And I think I got that right. Is the math that fucked me up. Like I absolutely suck at math. I'm horrific. I'm literally horrific at it. I can't like do. Quite frankly, I'll admit that I'm this dumb. I can't really do basic like multiplications in my
What?
head. I can't.
Nigga.
I'm bad at math. I'm horrific at math. Like I can't, like
I got an algebra book upstairs like I'm about to give to you.
Yo, fuck off. All right, you know what? I'm not horrifically bad at like simple like multiplication. It's more of like double digit or triple digit ones I'm bad at. Yeah, that's the one I'm bad at for the most part.
Listen, my in mind multiplication goes as far as like 12, nigga. 12.
Yeah. Like
after multiplying by 12, you're gonna have to give me the paper and the pen.
Yeah, I can do those, and then like in like some divisions, I'm not good at either, and then like, which is crazy because like I'm a cashier and shit. Like even like the subtract things to some extent, depending on like what the numbers are, I can't do that either. At least I can't do it very fast. Like, so you know what? No, I can't not do it. I can't do it as super fast as other people can in my head. That's the real differences.
How were these things it was the same when you were in school?
Yeah, same exact thing. It was also because like realistically in my math class, like I wasn't really given much attention in math class where like they didn't even try to help me and shit. I kind of was like on my own and shit. Until one teacher like made me come during my lunch period to like learn it and do whatever. And she actually realized something that like you get this. You just need like an additional like 5 minutes to understand it. Once you actually learn it, and someone spends like an extra 5-10 minutes teaching you the shit, right. you get it. And then shockingly enough, the following week after doing study hall with her like I think 3 times, I took a test on Friday and I actually passed. I got like a 95.
Yeah.
So I get the material. I just need a little bit more time to like actually understand the math.
That's impressive.
Because it's more of just like a formula. Like once you learn like a formula on how to like subtract things, it ends up, becoming a lot faster. That's really what it is. Most people don't learn that.
Makes sense.
You get told like what is like $20.85 minus like $6.95. Like that kind of math I can't do quickly in my head. Like I can't do that. You can't even do that.
I've spent a lot of time as a cashier, so numbers kind of just come to me like real fast. Like I was literally in the store the other day, and they was asking me if I wanted to donate to the veterans. So I was like, yeah, I'll just round it up. And he had to put it in there or whatever. He had to put it in there manually, like whatever the change was going to be for me to round it up. And the number just came to me real fast. It was like 64 cents, I think it was. My total was like something 123.36, whatever. Yeah. So it was like 64 cents. That'll be the round up to the next dollar.
Yeah. So long story short, I didn't get the job, and I have to reapply in a year. But hopefully,
that's crazy.
But hopefully, I won't have to do that because if we get this podcast off the ground, then within a year we won't have to do that.
Yeah, you don't have to be on no damn train.
Because realistically, David, I didn't really want to do that job. I only did it because of the pay and because of the benefits of it.
Listen, pay and benefits is a good thing, nigga.
No, I get that. And like that's really why I went after it. And like that's just, but I never really wanted to do it. Because David, I said it before, David, I don't think most people want to do most of their jobs. You know what I mean?
No.
They don't really want to do most of their jobs. They're just doing it because of the pay and the benefits. And that's the crazy thing about it is because when you're at an interview, you have to kind of lie and kind of say that like, oh, I want to be here because I want to be part of the team and I want to learn new things, this, that, and that.
I don't know why
Dude, most niggas are like, bro, I'm just here because I need more money.
I'm trying to get paid. I'm trying to get paid. What the fuck do you think I'm working for? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I've had jobs that I have enjoyed too. Like, that I really like. I could spend my time here doing this shit all day, but I don't get paid enough.
Right.
I don't get paid enough
Right.
to do this shit all day.
And then obviously with the cost of living and everything like that, like that's why
Yes.
people are complaining about it now.
Oh my gosh.
But it's like it's not even like fair to say for anybody, because even people that are making like 80 grand a year, they still can't afford shit.
No, man.
They
No.
still can't afford nothing. Officially, gas is $4. Why?
It's $4.
At Quick Check.
Gas is $4, and people who are supposed to be retired are still in the work field. Literally getting into the work field because there's not enough money going around.
Right.
Like this shit is depressing at some points when you think about it.
Right. Like 30 years ago, like people could afford like a 2-bedroom apartment by themselves, let alone like a 1-bedroom or even a couch.
Literally. Both
Without
of
any
my
kind of
grandfathers are in their 70s working.
Well, all right, so Davian, you know what? That's fair, Davian, and I hear what you're saying, Davian. But at least when they were our age, they probably had a house, or they probably had an apartment, or some shit like that.
Yeah, they figured out a way to make it work for sure. You know.
But yeah, I see what you're saying, Davian. They're still working and shit because they
still got to work because
they have to.
Still they have to exactly.
Now,
that's the crazy part.
here's the question: how much is that the responsibility of the government versus them? And lack of financial literacy to grow their wealth, like back when they were younger. Because I think there's a combination of both, where like, yes, the government should have an obligation to help citizens, but there's also a responsibility of Americans literally not knowing how to actually grow their wealth through their income.
It is a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I would say like the steps and plans that were in place when like said individuals, like I'm thinking about like the 50s and the 60s or whatever, like this ideal of like, you know, you're gonna whatever you needed to do to have your house and picket fence or whatever and your 2.5 children or whatever, it was made real easy, made it look real obtainable. And you come to now and it's like even that generation is coming to the realization that those things aren't made as attainable for this new generation that's in place now. And even simple things like they thought they would have, like their like better social security and stuff like that, is even coming up dismantling now for them as well. So it's like, but you're also correct in that there's not enough financial literacy being taught
to
people.
Yeah.
You know, especially people of color. You know,
yeah.
That wealth hasn't really been.
It's never stayed.
That knowledge and it's never stuck.
It's never stayed in the black community for the most part, because we spend the most money out of all races in the entire country. We spend around like I think like $7.5 trillion a year. We spend a lot of money, yet it never stays in our backyards. So that's part of the problem as well. And that's what I was trying to say before, is that like one of the things you mentioned about like back in those days, like people the 50s and 60s being able to afford what they were living, and even in the 70s, that's also partly because of how the system was set up, because the system back then was actually set up for workers, and that's why hourly wages and like income was able to afford everything. But when we moved into the 80s and 90s, like especially during the Reagan administration, that's when capitalism kind of took over everything. And that's when in capitalism, one of the things people don't get how it actually works is that capitalism doesn't reward hourly work, it rewards ownership. So that's actually
That's correct.
That's actually how you build wealth in a capitalist system. And the problem is, like we just talked about financial literacy, most Americans, they don't know that. They legitimately do not understand how to actually accumulate that. And they don't realize that in a capitalist society, it's not just about working 80 hours a week, you know, to actually live. You have to own things in a capitalist system.
Right.
And the thing is, you have to own things that are not liabilities and things that are assets. Like, so like, for example, they made the notion like that, like owning a home is an asset. It can be an asset if you're selling it to college kids to rent it out to them for whatever reason, and you're having passive income from that. Owning a home and just living in it is not an asset. You don't accumulate it, and that's also the problem with boomers and like older homeowners.
Oh my
they
God.
they treat their houses like assets, and they're just basically raising the price of it because they basically want a huge return on their investment.
I talk about this shit all the time when I'm at work, yo. Literally, because the demographic that I see when I'm in the area that I serve when I'm at work is like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of like senior communities and stuff like that, whether it's a whole apartment complexes or it's whole apartment buildings. You know, there is a big selection of like middle-aged people with children, but a lot of the demographic that I see in my area is like old people who are sitting there waiting to die in their fucking house.
And the very crazy thing is that who's going to end up buying that house? And then the funny thing is, too, is that shockingly enough, Davian, like these older generations that own these homes that want to sell it for like $1 million, I think they're realizing we may have fucked up, because the problem is these younger generations, they can't even buy these houses because they don't even have any kind of resources in the first place.
Exactly.
So their only option is to sell it to like these high-end investment companies like BlackRock and State Street and Vanguard. They're able to buy these homes from them. They can't sell it to younger generations.
They sit here and basically stay on this property their whole life, die in that house, and then that house pretty much either becomes unsellable on the market, or they sit here and then like redo the house and revamp it, and then that just raises the price of it anyway.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
like
ridiculous.
So
Like,
they're really
old dude was out in his front yard raking leaves with his walker.
With his walker?
Yes.
How old was he?
I don't know. I don't know, but you gotta be old. Like,
on a walker?
Don't get me wrong. Like, obviously, yard work still got to get done, but it's like,
you want a walker?
He's got his walker outside with him while he's raking the leaves.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I understand the yard work got to get done, but it's like, nigga, call a freaking grandkid or something. Like,
he may not have grandkids, or they may not be in the state. That's also possible, or whatever the fuck. But that's really the issue. These older generations are realizing that they literally cannot actually sell to younger generations because they don't actually have the capital to even afford it.
No, they can do
so they have
is,
to sell it to these corporations.
All they can do is either sell it back to the bank or give it to pass it down pretty much to their children
for free.
Exactly, which is inevitably creating the same issue.
Yeah. And that's just part of the problem. But that's why my uncle was even telling me the other day that like the key element of money in a society is that money has to circulate. If money just like stays in one area, it's not gonna be worth anything, and you're not gonna be able to actually sell it. Like if money is put into one pot and it's just continuing to fill itself up, at some point, everything you own in that place is not going to be able to be sellable to anybody outside of that bowl, because they don't have the capital to even compete with you. So it's like that's the problem, and then eventually it explodes in your face. Like literally, it's going to explode in your face. Where like housing prices are going to either drop substantially, and they're not going to be able to afford anything, or it's like it's just going to get worse.
There's an area that I serve. Well, I don't do it all the time, but I know other people who at my job who do. And I guess I'll just start it like this. Unpopular opinion: Atlantic Highlands is the stupidest place ever. There's no reason. No, hear me out. There's no reason for you to have a house this fucking big. I didn't even know they had woods in the middle of I didn't know they had woods that close to the fucking beach.
They had woods?
Woods!
Like a forest?
Like a fucking forest.
Okay.
I didn't know they had woods this close to the fucking beach. There's no reason for your house to be this fucking big, this deep into the woods, and this close to the fucking beach.
Well, okay, so define big. How big is it?
These are These are large properties with big yards and long driveways.
Would you say above 5,000 square feet?
Yeah, probably. These are houses you would see if you were to go up into the hills by like what's an example of a place like
Bedminster?
yeah, Bedminster is a good example.
Okay.
Basking Ridge.
Berkeley Heights, stuff like that?
Yeah.
Or like Far Hills and
Yes,
stuff like that?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Those are all great examples
Mm-hmm.
of what these houses look like.
And
they're that fucking big, with the properties that damn big, this deep into the fucking woods, and this close to the damn water. There's no reason for that to be the case at all.
but like, why is that though? So like, why do you think there's no reason?
I don't even think. First of all, like I said, I didn't even think you could have this deep of a woods over here by the water.
Right. But what does that have to do with just like a house that large, like near the water though? What's your like deal with that?
My whole thing with it is just like it's the combination of all of these things is like luxury living.
Right. And do you have an issue with luxury living?
My thing about the whole didn't even know that there was woods this deep next to the water, like, just doesn't make sense to me when I'm thinking of like beach communities. Like this isn't fucking Malibu. This isn't the fucking hills of LA and shit like that.
Okay.
Like
this is Jersey.
This is Jersey. This is friggin' Jersey.
Which is a very popular like beach area.
No, and I get that. But how are you? I'm just thinking that these people got it a little bit too good. Or that not even to be jealous of that they have it too good, but just like don't get me wrong, there's other places already in Jersey that have this space for you to have your big ass house or whatever the hell you want it to. Like, you really need your house to be this freaking big? And you need to be this close to the damn water?
Well, Damian, so let me push back on that then. Let me ask you this then. If you had, let's say, that kind of money to actually do that, would you not want to possibly do that?
I would go to a different state if I wanted all of that.
A different state?
I would go to a whole different state.
Which would be?
Go to California with that bullshit.
So why does California get the luxury of having big homes and big buildings? Or big living spaces? Why not Jersey?
Because our property tax is already fucking too high.
That's not relevant to the conversation, David. We can fix that. We don't want to. We can fix that.
We ain't fixing that. They not fixing that.
We can address it.
Yeah, to no avail.
We can talk about it.
To no avail.
Cause like that's where like Davian, like I'm not against people making money and having money and then having like nice things in connection to that. Now I can agree with you that there is obviously a limit to an accumulation of wealth. Like Davian, I don't necessarily believe and agree that billionaires should exist, because I do believe that realistically anything past $1 billion, there really is no reason for you to have that. Like what is the?
And I guess in my head I'm just thinking about other more wealthy beach communities in New Jersey that don't look like this, pretty much.
Well, which ones have you been to?
Well, I don't know how many I've been to, but I know ones that I could describe in better terms, like Cape May or something like that. I think I just started going on a rant, and maybe this maybe no. I'm saying I understand that I'm going on a rant. But my rant needs to just sometimes my shit needs to make sense when I'm saying it. because it's like, maybe I'm just coming from a more of a place of complaining because I don't feel like driving up and down these damn hills on these damn dirt roads, going up and down your long ass driveways to go drop off your fucking package.
Dude, how long are these driveways? They can't be that long. It was like less than like a quarter mile, then like it can't be that bad.
I've driven down some driveways that have been like a quarter mile.
I'm not sure if I believe that, but okay. In my area, I've done that. I've driven like a quarter mile.
Up a driveway?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nigga, why you think it can't happen over there?
I don't know, because like the Bedminster location is typically the more affluent area of Jersey.
I know. If you was at Atlantic, if you took a trip up to Atlantic Highlands, you would see some of these bullshit ass houses where this barn.
So what do you? So all right. So you just said bullshit ass houses. Like, what do you mean by that? Like it's ridiculous. Like, or it's like ratchet ridiculous. Like, what?
No. Like bougie ridiculous is what I mean. not ratchet ridiculous. They're bougie. Bougie as hell up there, yo.
Wait, it's up there or down there?
It's down. So it's down as in like you gotta go down the parkway, and then you gotta take another. You're probably down. You're probably gonna have to go another like 25 to 30 minutes down that way.
Yeah.
Once you get off a certain exit.
Yeah.
And then it's like you're in the like you wouldn't think you could go down here, be so close to the beach, and now all of a sudden I'm going up hills into the fucking mountains and shit like that.
Right.
Like, where did this shit come from?
Nature? Like, came from nature? Like, they can't come from somebody else?
No, I guess it is nature.
Yeah. Like,
I guess it is nature, but it's just like
how it is.
I guess I get it, but it's like, nah. If you went down there, you would see too. You would not necessarily expect these houses to be here.
So it's bougie.
It's bougie. Yes, nigga, bougie crazy.
So like how like. Have you ever seen like dropping off packages? Have you ever seen like maybe like cop the view of like the inside of the house and like seen like if it looks...
I've seen some views of inside of some people's houses. Like,
does it look like it has more than 5 bedrooms?
Oh, absolutely.
It does?
Absolutely.
Oh god.
Yeah, people got big properties like this. People are sitting on acres. Like, people are...
How many acres?
I mean, I've drove up to one house that had probably like 2.
That's actually a decent number. I had a friend in high school that actually lived in a house. I went over to his house a couple of times, and he has a house that's a 2-acre plot of land.
Yeah.
Which is actually, if you think, which like realistically, Davian, it's not that large of a land.
It ain't that big. It ain't that big, but you're not.
Do you think people should be allowed to have acres of land?
I think if you're gonna have this much land, like, and I don't want to sound ungrateful or some shit like that, but it's like,
go ahead.
People just be having land to look at it. Like, you don't be doing shit with this fucking land.
So that raises the question: should there be a limit on how much land you should have, or should you just not have any kind of land at all? You know what I mean? Because again, Davian, some people live in the city and they have no plot of land or backyard.
I can understand. And then
other people have
some
like
people
10.
Some people want this land just to have a sense of privacy. Like, that's why there's so much space in between you and your next door neighbor.
Right.
Because you don't want to see nobody.
Well, I mean, Davian, realistically, if I'm being real with you, Davian, I kind of want that. Like, I kind of want to be like in a spot wherever where like I'm a little bit like separated from other people. Where like my home is probably like, so you see that house right there? Mm-hmm. I want my house to be as far away as like maybe this house, and maybe this house, and then the house is, then the other house is like right there. That's how far I want myself to be away from person. Mm. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, I can understand.
Like smack next door to each other, I don't like that shit.
I can understand having space in between you and the next person for specific reasons.
Cause I'm trying to do some freak nasty shit. I don't want nobody to know.
Yo. Hey yo.
Am I wrong for saying that?
No, you're not.
Okay, then.
Sometimes I just think about I want to play my music loud and don't want to have to worry about the neighbor calling talking about they're playing their music loud
And just complaining and shit.
like suck a dick like.
But
You're acting like music not supposed to be loud.
But that's why you befriend your neighbors, though.
Exactly. You
befriend your neighbors so that they don't call the cops.
That's what I'm saying.
Invite them niggas to the barbecue.
Not everybody.
Not everybody.
No. Matter of fact, we've said this. I've said this in previous podcasts before, but we need to get back to gatekeeping. Like everybody can't come to the fucking cookout no more. And that's the problem. Everybody think they can come to the fucking cookout. That's why everything is getting appropriated and people are getting bold with the shit that they say and shit that they do. We gotta start gatekeeping shit again. Word is born. Because Jack Harlow said he was getting blacker.
What? He said he was getting blacker. What does that
Jack
mean?
Harlow said, exactly, Randall. Explain that to me. Explain that to me how the white boy rapper talking about he getting blacker because now he wants to make R&B music.
R&B music?
Yeah.
I think he made a new album, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
And it ain't rap. It's R&B.
Is it good?
I didn't listen to it. I think I listened to like the first couple songs and I said, this is some bullshit.
You don't like it?
This is some bull crap, yo.
Well, he has made some good songs, though.
No, he has made some good songs when he wanted to try to be a rapper, but I was like, but...
What's that one song that he made that's like that has like a part of like an old song? It's like I be in a like it's like what is it?
I don't know I actually don't know the name of that song.
Oh.
I think it's actually called First Class.
It's First Class,
It's called First Class.
First Class.
But I then watched an interview with Jack Harlow on what was previously the Breakfast Club on Hot 97, but he was with Ebro and Rosenberg and Laura Stiles, and they were playing like basically like fundamentals, like the roots type of thing of like the basically trying to see how much of the culture he really understood and knew.
Okay.
And basically calling his bluff.
Okay. And what were they?
The songs?
Yeah. Like,
I don't know. Yeah. They played a whole range of music, but he didn't know none of them. He didn't know nobody.
So like, all right, fair enough. I mean, Davian, I'm not gonna lie to you, Davian. I probably would do just as bad as he was, Davian, because I wasn't raised like that either.
No, I understand, but you don't find yourself trying to make R&B music talking about I got blacker. You know what I mean? Like he like that's what I'm talking about is the appropriation of it, because like he's not the first white boy to sit here and start rapping, and then all of a sudden now he wants to switch genres because now he has his foot in the door.
Right.
MGK makes rock music now. Post Malone.
I like MGK.
I know you might. Post Malone makes country music now.
Yeah, I like him too.
And you gonna say the same shit, and you just said the same shit. I like that one song by Jack Harlow. Where's Bond?
No, I'm not saying.
They got their foot in the door doing this rap shit, and then when it doesn't, what's the word to say?
Yeah, but Davian, just because rap music was invented by black people does not see that's one of the problems I do take with it, where it's like, yes, I understand that white people did gatekeep stuff from us, but
no,
like,
I'm not.
I think we're better. Why do we
gatekeep
stuff from them?
I'm not saying. I'm talking about gatekeeping because you're basically like these motherfuckers are basically what's the way to say it? They're posers. That's a good way to call it. They're posers.
But as a diss though,
I don't give a fuck, nigga. They are posers.
That's a diss.
They are posers. You wanted to be a rapper so you can get your foot in the door, and now you're not a rapper no more. Anybody said shit to Eminem?
No one does.
Exactly, because he's a fucking rapper and stuck to what the fuck he does.
Yeah.
And you can't tell him he can't fucking rap.
Right.
These other white boys doing that other shit, I can't speak for them.
So Davian, like Davian, like, would you ever like rap with a white boy or no? You be taking deep breaths every time I ask you a hard question.
Listen, these are good questions. These are good questions.
You like
These are good questions. It's not like I haven't made a rap song with a white boy before. I have.
I don't know that.
I have. I've made a rap song with a white boy before. And not that I felt like he was appropriating culture or anything like that. I don't know if he would make another rap song, personally. But all that to say is like, anything that you're going to do with intention you have to give like some type of like
give grace and pay respect.
And pay respect. That's the word I'm looking for.
But how
pay
do
respect.
White people pay that respect to black culture and rap music without like, let's say, like doing too much? Because there's between respect and like worshiping.
I'm going to say it as simple like this. Inform yourself.
Okay, and what if they do inform themselves and they're still not kind of welcome into the fold? Because
If
people might interpret it as you taking the information for your own benefit without necessarily benefiting without benefiting the group that gave you that information in the first place.
You have to inform yourself on why, especially when it comes to culture, how there's a reason or something that brought upon why these things even exist in the first place. And that's something that has to be acknowledged.
Right.
And they don't necessarily do that.
No, David, I hear you though, David, and that is a larger majority of them. But there are some people that do that and really do pay their respect and acknowledge it. But there is still a sense of rejection from the black community, even though they're actually trying to not appropriate it, but really trying to pay that respect. They're not welcome into the fold. Period. Even no matter how educated they are about the culture and the experiences. At all. It's like, if you're white, no amount of knowledge of black history is enough to welcome you into the fold and say that, let's say you're an ally and you're a member of our team. There's no entry point. You could spend your entire life educating yourself about the black experience, and they still don't care because you're not one of us. You don't have brown skin.
Listen, and that's something that's not gonna change.
That doesn't mean it's right though.
It's about intention. It's about intention.
The intention is good. They're doing it because they actually want to inform themselves from coming from a positive standpoint. But they're still not allowed to actually point them to actually represent anything. It doesn't matter if you educate yourself, Davian. Like they won't let you into the fold, even if it's coming with good intention. You're not a part of our team, period, because you're white.
That's not what they're saying, Randall.
No.
That's not what they're saying.
No, yes they are.
That's not what they're saying.
Some of them are.
That's not what they're saying.
Some of them are.
That's not what they're saying at all.
Some of them are.
Like, we're not gonna sit here and listen to you, no matter how informed you are, just because you won a fucking ticket to the cookout.
Oh, what? What are you talking about, Davian?
Like, this is what I mean by appropriation. Like, it's about intention. There's a difference between actually being an ally and just wanting to be a part of the culture.
Davian, I'm referring to the first one, actually being an ally, Davian. But the problem with them is that with them being trying to be an ally, there's still no sort of like threshold or like finish line that they can get to. That lets them know you are truly an ally, not just a white boy who's appropriating our culture.
There isn't a line.
And then on top of that, who the fuck declares the line? So, well, like, what black figure in this country gets to declare white people educating themselves about the black experience and saying, yes, you are an ally to us? What black American speaks for that?
Like I said, there's a difference between, like you said, there's no finish line. At the end of you being an ally, you're still not gonna get no fucking black card.
I'm not saying you need to get a black card, Davian.
Ain't no fucking black card at the end of it.
I didn't say you need to get a black card, Davian.
But that's what they want. That's what they want.
Not all of them do, Davian.
That's what they want when they're appropriating to be an ally. That's what I'm saying. To be an ally, you can just is not even. I'm not even trying to make this about a race thing.
Now, what do you mean?
I'm not even trying to make this about a race thing because literally, it's just about being a fucking person.
And when you said when you said black card, what does that even entail anyway? Getting a black card. So let's say that exists. A white boy gets a black card. What does that entail him to do? Go ahead.
It's a figure. He was using it as a figure of speech.
No, Davian.
I was using it as a figure of speech.
There are real parts of what you just said that can feel very real to people, Davian. So he gets a black card. What does that entail him to do? Wear a do-rag? Get a grill?
No.
Fuck black girls?
No. And
So
that's what I'm
is it
saying.
then?
There's no black card. There is no black card.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what they're looking for.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Not all of them. Why am I the one defending white people right now?
I don't know. And that's what's pissing me the fuck off. That's what's pissing me the fuck off so much. Why are you the one defending the white people?
Maybe because, Davian, in my personal experience, Davian, I've been the opposite, where I've been shunned by black people myself, and white people were the ones that were nice to me, Davian. Sorry, I'm not trying to be an advocate for them, Davian, but at the same time, Davian, yes, my experience, I was shamed and I was shunned by my own people. People that look like you, Davian, didn't want me around.
I understand, Randall.
Like, I'm sorry about that.
I understand. And maybe the white people did do more to make you feel more welcomed, but they don't understand your experience.
That's true, Davian, but unfortunately, I have a little bit of a sort of double-sided.
They don't understand your experience, and you don't understand theirs.
That's fair, Davian, but I still have like a double-edged sword in my brain, Davian, where like I was unfortunately targeted by white people, racially speaking, but I was also welcomed in with open arms, while the rest of y'all niggas didn't want me around. Y'all treated me the same way that racist white people did. Not you specifically, but black people in general.
I hear what you're saying.
Part of the reason why is because I'm fucking Spanish.
I hear what you're saying. And that's just that's a clear difference between the two communities. I think that's what it comes down to, is a clear difference between the two communities. It's like,
you did that 7 times already now. You did like
because shit is real. Shit is real at this motherfucker.
But you gotta take a deep breath for that shit.
Nah, you gotta compose yourself, and you gotta speak things straight.
You're not getting ready to go to battle, Davey, and you don't need to be taking deep
Listen, we're over here defending white people, so you gotta go to war.
I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to do that. Trust me.
Basically, what I was saying is like, it's
number 8.
No, don't be counting my umps.
I am
We're just going because I can't speak for your experience, but the black community does not. The black community accepts without standards.
Yeah. Okay.
The white community does not do that.
Yeah. You believe that completely? Yes, no, maybe so. Maybe we're on a podcast, David. Keep talking.
Yes, I do. And I think about that more so to the extent of like, well, to further that point, it's already in the nature of white people to. This is a crazy one.
Number 9.
This is a crazy one. I don't give a fuck. I'm for the rest of this damn cast. It's already in their nature to take from other cultures.
Davian, do you know how? Like, all right, Davian. I'm defending humans right now, not white people, Davian. To say that it's the nature of a certain race to just take certain things, Davian, is actually a very ignorant thing to say, Davian. Because if you know history, Davian, that's true of everybody. All races and all ethnic groups have taken from other people. If you just dig deeper in history, you're just reading the history that's as old as 1491. You're not reading the history of thousands of years of human history in general when it comes to groups, including us. So the idea of it's the nature of white people to steal from other people, Davian, that is true of literally every human group on this planet. If you just dig deeper into the history,
okay.
In America, we have this obsession, especially as minorities, with looking at white people because of the 400 years of shit they did to us. Mm-hmm. So we only just read that. We don't want to read or learn about parts of our history that can be just as ugly as what they did to us.
No, I can, and respectfully, I understand that. Are white people doing the same to look at the rest of history? Are white people, you telling me that I should be looking at the rest of history to understand that all of humans have been doing something like this?
Yeah.
You know, this is something that's just in
it's human nature. To steal and to take from other people.
Right.
In some cases. Not everybody, but in some cases, right. More often than not.
But rather so we're just looking at the last
500
400 or 500 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Of what white people did to us. And I understand that, Davian, because that's pretty much what we're being trained by the media to believe in and shit, and to read on a constant basis. And to go to answer your question, are white people learning about that as well?
I'm going to argue that they're doing the same exact thing.
Yeah, exactly.
They're only looking at the last 500 years of shit and basing everything off of that.
Exactly, but that's also the fault of the media as well, David. So I hear what you're saying. It's just part of the problem of selective education, and that's
and to make a long story short, this is not about going tit for tat about everything that goes on with culture and everything that we have established between white people and black people. This is not to go tit for tat.
But the problem is, Davian, most people interpret
because
it like
I'm
that.
very, and I understand that, but because I'm very much a
number 10.
Nigga, I will do this for the rest of the cast. I swear, I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life. Cause you gotta take your time.
You do that shit all the time. Bro.
I know, and I'm gonna continue to do it because shit is real.
Stop taking dramatic pauses. You're not fucking Obama, dude. Seriously. He took mad pauses when he would talk. Okay? I'm just keeping it real with you.
I understand. What the fuck that got to do with anything?
You're not him.
I am him.
No, you're not.
I'm not Obama, but I'm him. I'm not Obama, but I'm him. Word is born. I might not be the president, but shit, man. I'm going to be something out this motherfucker.
I believe that, but not the president.
I might not be the president. I'm gonna be something out this motherfucker, though.
Because we both not smart enough for that.
So that don't mean I can't take dramatic pauses, because the shit is real. And I got shit to say.
Okay.
Word is born.
Fine. I'll give you that benefit.
I'm very much a person of we should be unified as a species any damn way.
Well, that's not gonna happen anytime soon.
I understand, because of all the issues we already just talked about and explained, it ain't gonna happen no time soon.
And then
it's not gonna happen until the population starts to average out to this skin tone, pretty much.
Yeah, which is gonna be realistically the next 20 years anyway.
So that ain't that damn far.
Yeah, exactly.
That ain't that damn far. You said you making it seem like it ain't gonna happen in this lifetime, nigga. That's 20 years from now.
But
shit
like,
about to average out.
But there's still going to be like conflict, especially when it comes to different demographics and different parts of the world.
Yeah, but it'll be less about this and more about other shit that doesn't matter.
Yeah, but that's still not going to stop like us as Americans, whether we're majority brown or not, from targeting other groups of people in general because they're just from a different nation. It's gonna go from race to just different nations and not nationalities. It could be America versus the Japanese.
Listen again. I get it. But what I'm saying is that I'm a big person on unifying us. The more we sit here and separate and find reasons to be different, the more difficult shit is going to be.
Yeah. Davian, Davian, in all fairness, Davian, so you just said that like once it evens out to the skin tone, Davian, do you really think that like, or can you like, I'm not saying that like we shouldn't imagine this, but like, can you really imagine like, you know, because of like how the media portrayed like white people and this, that, and making them look like the majority all the time. Mm-hmm. Imagine we get to that point where the majority of the world is pretty much some shade of brown. Mm-hmm. And like white people are not really a thing anymore. Like everyone's like a certain shade of brown. Mm-hmm. Whether it's super light, like my friend Xavier, or like as dark as us.
I mean, it would you would find the majority of white people probably in Europe.
Still living in Europe?
Yeah, still living in Europe.
I mean, that's also relative because, like, with the immigration problem and, like, what's going on over there and shit, like, the browning is happening.
No, it's happening. Absolutely. 100%.
The browning is happening.
100% is happening.
Which again, like, isn't a bad thing anyway, because white people go to get tans all the time. So they want to be brown.
Exactly. Appropriation.
It's not necessarily...
No, but just knowing that you need some more fucking melanin in your skin and that light shit is not good for you.
Well, it's not necessarily. Well, Davian, it's not their fault, Davian, because like, remember, Davian, skin tone is just an evolutionary adaptation to the sun.
I get it.
Like the reason why white people in Europe are fucking white, Davian, is literally because of the fact that like they have no sun over there. Their skin didn't need melanin to protect themselves.
I understand.
Versus people like us, like Africa and the Caribbean.
That's why the white is gonna be over there in Europe. That's what I'm saying. And the browning is still coming, like you said.
Yeah, but it's still gonna fade over time. Like over the course of hundreds of years, they're just gonna get whiter. Because again, there's no sunlight, so the evolutionary adaptation to that is gonna fade their skin out.
No, I understand.
You know what I mean?
They'll grow to be an even bigger minority than they already are.
Well, yeah, they are a minority.
Yes, we are on the same page, Randall. Yes, absolutely.
It's like, yeah, it is what it is.
That is how it is, man. And.
So on that note, what do you want to leave the audience with? You already said 1,001 different things.
Yeah,
and that was 12.
We said that was a different noise. That was a different sound effect. What I will leave you guys off with this week is spring is upon us. Things are changing. The world is changing. And we need to do our best to adapt, evolve.
So now you're copying me. I'm the evolutionary nerd over here.
We need to do our best to adapt and evolve because the world is going to continue to change. The nature is always going to be on this revolving cycle, and yeah, there's nothing wrong with being better as a species.
It's going to take us a minute to do that, though.
It's going to take us a minute to do that. Feel me? But there's nothing wrong with being better as a species, and that does not mean, in sense of like superiority, like they used to think about the shit, But just being better as a unit, because we need to come together. That's what's more important, is us coming together as a species. That's what I'm gonna leave you with.
Mm-hmm.
We need to adapt and evolve, and because like literally, my cousin was texting me in the group chat or whatever, and she was at the damn zoo, and she was surprised to see how big like baby animals are, like a baby giraffe.
What does that do with anything?
Because as a species, just because we can think, does not mean we are severely undermatched to the rest of the ecosystem.
Right.
So, do your fucking part.
In terms of what?
In terms of adapting and evolving like the rest of the fucking planet is doing.
Davian, giraffes have been tall for like hundreds of years.
I know. And just because we... Listen, if all these buildings and shit wasn't here, we'd be fucking... If all these buildings and shit wasn't here, if we didn't know how to think and do what we do now, we'd be fucking dead.
We would have been dead.
We would have been dead. So that's what I'm saying. Don't let all this technology shit surpass what we're capable of as humans.
Which I was thinking.
That's basically what I'll leave y'all off with. Don't let all this extra shit overcome us.
And on that good note, that's,
What do you want to lead the people off with, Randall?
Oh God, don't even get me started with that bullshit.
Yeah, what do you want to lead the people off with? It ain't just my final note.
Learn how to fucking read, bro. Like, y'all niggas need to learn how to fucking read, because this is getting fucking ridiculous. Like, kids don't know how to read anymore, bro. And this is a problem.
Don't know how to read cursive neither. They calling the shit swirly.
I write... What?
Yep.
They call it what?
Swirly.
Who?
Ignorant.
Who called it swirly?
Ignorance.
Who called it swirly? Who? I want to know who.
Who called it swirly?
Because I write in cursive naturally.
I'm saying it's probably younger Gen Z and Gen Alpha calling the shit swirly because they don't get taught the shit no more.
All right. Read more, learn how to write, and fucking practice cursive, please. That's what I'm gonna leave y'all with.
Yeah. Educate your motherfucking self.
And that's a wrap.
Word is born. We'll catch y'all on the next episode. You know what's going on. It's the Unpopular Podcast. It's Will's the cameraman in the building, Randall in the building. And we'll catch y'all on the next one.